Alright, welcome to the scene in Darkness of Dublin. This is Vampire Spot Edition. Shit's lit. We got the Shisha pack going, doing their weekly pack meeting and all. So, got a couple new guys today. Welcome to the shit, new guys. And we'll let people do their intros. We'll start with the Ductus because the Ductus comes first.
Thank you, and obviously I apologise for not having my minicam, but we're on the phone. This is Sheriff Douglas O'Malley of the Shisha Pack, speaking with a really good Irish Dubliner accent.
Okay. Samuel will also be in their makeshift finger quotes haven, in finger quotes. Dressed in his typical like black t-shirt and jeans. Sitting around.
I forget yours. I think you're been here the longest.
Rose moves in with her big old cheesy smile. Looks around. What's up, guys?
Hey, Rose.
And I suppose introductions are in order. Let's see. Firstly, we have Sin. Sin is a shovelhead we found in the big communal haven who says he's good at getting us things. So we decided to give him a tryout. Sin, go. Introduce yourself.
Yeah. My full name's Sin Amun Apep. Don't ask. It's long. Just call me Sin. Yeah, I've started on getting things, but there is a need for a meeting of sorts for anyone who's willing to volunteer their body, I guess, as a guard, kind of. Not necessarily a bodyguard, but...
Well, we'll come on to that. Do you want to share the story of where you've come from? Because you weren't embraced as part of the main pack, were you?
No. I was... Technically, I was born in Kenya. What?
No, we don't. I don't care where you were born. Where were you made?
Oh, in London.
Oh, in London. Oh, not locally.
No, not at all.
So Sin here was embraced by an unknown vampire and abandoned. Very shameful, really. Now, based on the fact he's having trouble feeding, we think he's a Ventru.
He's pretty much a Conrad dumpster baby.
But we don't know who his sire is. Could have been a Camarilla Ventru.
I'd stick with
you guys will hear a hiss, a very Hannibal Lecter-like hiss from the shadows.
And that brings on to our other new companion. It's good to see you again, old friend. I don't think you've met any of my new pack, have you?
Not yet. And out from the shadows will step. Yeah. Obviously a Nosferatu.
So before the invasion, Malachi and I here ran together in a pack. We were somewhat scattered when we split up to guide the invasion forces. It's good to see you again, old friend. Hope you're well.
I am well enough. For yourself.
So.
Yes, I am.
So yes, Malachi and I have been together. How long was it now? Was it now 3-4 decades?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something like that. Since Monroe.
Yeah. Dreadful business that. But still, much has happened in the last month or so. Yeah, Dublin's fallen. 5 Primogen dead, as you can believe it.
Yes, excellent. Yes, for the rest of you, I'm Malachi, Nosferatu on Tribu. Originally born in Boston. I was changed nearby Boston by a member of the Nosferatu who ran with the same pack that Patrick did a while back. He called me over to join the pack, but before I got there, he had been killed by a member of the Camarilla. Still hunting that Camarilla member's ass.
I'm Sam. I'm the priest of this pack.
Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, I'm Sam. I'm the priest of this pack. Clan La Sombra. Oh, look at Sin. Since you seem kind of new, priest is basically our hype guy.
Woot. Woot. Woot.
From New York originally, and yeah. You have you need any Raite done, or you want to learn, let me know.
Question. Does anybody actually have some blades or weapons lying around for the Yakuza thing? Just
What a Yakuza thing.
I had a knife. I kind of broke it, but
Yes. Knives are easy enough to come by. That shouldn't be a problem.
well, any more than just
Sorry. Did you say Yakuza?
yeah?
Rose, do you want to fill him in on our dealings with the Yakuza recently?
Yeah.
They had a lot of guns.
Yeah, that's
And they don't take too kindly to ruckus.
yeah, that's the point.
I'm just saying, be careful with who you're dealing with.
I've had a couple run-ins with the Yakuza before, so I feel like I'll be fine. I'm not sure which group this is though, so I just need to arrange a meeting.
Tell me about all the other stuff they've got. It's not the guns I'd be worried about.
Are you talking about them being sparkly?
Yes. Well, he has to mention the Yakuza. I think he should know we've dealt with them and what they've got with them.
They have magic on their side. Rose, watch she plays with her hair.
Okay, so they have magic. Wait, don't we have magic?
yeah, we have vampire magic, for lack of a better term.
Oh, okay. Then are you saying like magic, like shit that could kill us, or?
Rose, do you want to tell me about the sword?
Oh, that hurt my eyes so much. The sword, I've never seen it before. It had a black aura. I don't even know what that means. But as soon as I gazed upon it, my eyes started to bleed, and it hurt so bad.
They have magic, some really fucked up sword, and they don't like foreigners. Huh.
More to the point, Amelia made a promise to them that we'd respect their terrain. They control the docks in this city. They're happy for us to deal with them, but they're not happy for us to trespass in their terrain.
Okay, so
Yeah, that's why I
arrange a meeting.
want to go to the docks. I want to arrange a meeting of sorts.
Well, you have the freedom to do it, but if you screw up Amelia's fragile peace treaty, she'll kill you.
Hopefully everything goes accordingly. I don't step on their feet. They get a cut of whatever I'm trying to go ahead and bring in. No harm, no foul. We just go ahead and deepen our own dealings with it.
Well, as I said, you have complete freedom to do it, but you now understand why it's a delicate political situation for the Sabbat.
Yeah. I didn't know how delicate it was until now, but yeah. And of course, seeing as it's so delicate, we won't bring weapons. It's a show of, I guess, good faith,
Well,
unfaith. I don't completely get the entire religion thing, but I'm catching.
you know their culture. You do what you think best. You have the freedom to do it. Just speak to us so we can inform you of what we know about it.
Okay.
My advice would be do it through the channels that have been set up between the Sabbat and them first. Don't try to set it up on your own.
Yeah, we probably would have to talk to Amelia for it.
That's fine.
That said, Amelia might appreciate you offering to work as her face on the matter.
That's fine. But I'm not really I'm not blooded yet. I'm simply trying to get a foothold, so to speak.
I think he meant more. Your face is similar to their face.
Oh, it's a race thing. Ah, man.
Yes, the Japanese are very racist. Yes.
Oh man. And I do have like some of their tattoos. I guess, yeah. I'm down with that.
Bear in mind, they have shown the ability to spot any Sabbat in their territory, even pick them out the crowd in plain clothes.
Yeah. I'm not going into their territory. I'm trying. Let's see.
Well, I think you could assume if you go and meet with them, they will know what you are.
Yes.
You're trying to hide out there.
That's not the. So they know what we are. They know when we go into their area, and if we go into their area, there's an issue.
Just assume they're Santa Claus. They know you when you've been naughty and when you've been nice, and they know when you're asleep and when you're not.
That is a weird connection, and I kind of get it. Santa Claus is pretty weird.
So we arrange a meeting ahead of time. We show up polite, respectful, discuss.
I would suggest outside of their territory simply because unless they suggest it, in which case we should graciously accept bringing some type of gift. I've got a couple things that they might be interested in already made up.
What thing?
Orange things.
Right, you realise they control the docks. They're importing things. They're selling, not buying.
Yes.
Right.
They import, but they most definitely have to export.
Well, you know the trade. That's how it works.
Yeah. So, because the Yakuza control the docks, there's no way for us to get guns.
Yes, there are.
And what are the other ways?
Right. For starters, Amelia's running that smuggling ring through the smaller ports, through the small boats. Secondly, then there's the use of, say, underworld connections, or police connections, or connections to other groups.
Smuggling larger amounts in the docks makes us seem more powerful. We also control some of the weapons for certain people within this area, which would also help us greatly. Basically, like if we took control of, let's say not control. Control is such a strong word. Partnership. Let's say we partnered with the Yakuza. What do you think happens with all the weapons in the area that are smuggled in here?
I think I've said everything I've got to say on this matter. Be it on your own head. Does anyone else wants to add anything? Rose, you've seen them. What do you think?
I definitely think we need to go through the proper channels for it. And we need to make sure we stay polite. They didn't seem to keen on Amelia to begin with. We don't want to mess that up.
Okay, well,
The other thing is you also don't want to piss off the other person that's already done the footwork to create a bridge with them.
oh, sorry, Malachi, you don't know that's this Amelia we're talking about. Amelia Collins, Duchess of the ICRA pack. Bouger, good woman, solid. Her pack are very they're bruisers, shall we say?
They're very funky. I love it.
Fair,
I don't-
fair. Sounds like it sounds like overall, just be a good idea to keep her in the loop, and
That's fine.
she might have contacts there that'll make it easier for you. Talk to her.
All right. So I need to get in contact with the Duchess Amelia. Is that what you call her?
Ductus.
Duchess.
Duchess.
Yes, I will try to say that properly.
Yeah, don't call her a Duchess. You won't like it.
Smiling.
Some of our fellow members of the spot are a bit more hardline about that kind of thing. So proper terminology would definitely go a long way.
Yes, I'm going to try to be as polite as possible while asking for a favor as a shovelhead.
For sure.
All right. I have plenty of gifts, some that you might even enjoy.
And
Might I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Patrick,
Yes, of course.
maybe you should arrange the meeting with Amelia. Ductus to Ductus.
I spoke to her after we met with the Yakuza. She was adamant because you'd given her word she was just going to focus on this side smuggling opportunity and leave the docks to them.
No, I meant for Sin to talk to her.
I'm happy to be present if he wants to. I don't think I fully understand exactly what he's doing, but I'm happy to be present if he wants me to be.
Yes, please.
Oh, I'll tell Amelia you're coming. Oh, of course. Look, okay. Amelia's pack is called the ICRA. Now, do you all know what that stands for?
no.
Please. Yes.
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Do you know what the IRA stands for?
Yes.
I have
You
no
know
idea.
what they are.
Yeah,
Are they celibate? They not drink?
Rose just waves her hands in the air.
Yeah, go on, Rose.
They are pretty much like the vampire Irish army. And they take their battle very seriously.
Is not quite the right word. Yes, that's what it stands for.
Is it racist?
I don't know what it stands for.
The IRA are the Republican or nationalist terrorists, as the British would call them, who'd be fighting to free the island from British control and continue to fight to free Northern Ireland.
Okay.
The ICRA are clearly named after them, the Irish Cainite Republican Army. My point is that Amelia and, well, I assume her pack, I don't quite know every member, and their backstory, are considered themselves, are clearly or have been Irish Republicans. Now, what have I warned you about Irish nationalists and drug dealing?
They like to break kneecaps.
Yeah, because they believe in protecting their communities from the poison of drugs.
Well, I'm not going to be selling drugs here anyways.
Okay. I'm just making it clear because I don't know how Amelia if she still regards herself as an Irish nationalist, will respond to you wanting to deal drugs.
No. We're not telling her that I'm trying to deal drugs. I'm just trying to arrange a meeting between the Yakuza to get guns and shipping.
Right.
Well, I think he's warning you, saying that if you're not upfront with Amelia and she finds out, you will bring trouble to our pack.
Well, then I'll just. Should I not make drugs then? I kind of like doing it.
I mean, what's wrong with an open conversation?
Especially if she's gonna try and break my kneecaps. Oh, let's think about that. Oh, hey, Irish nationalist Duchess.
Well, remember, she may have been that as her human form, but she's no longer human. So you must see how she sees it now.
I'm just going to put this out there. If she just wants to break your kneecaps, we're Canaanites. We heal that fast. If that's all she wants to do is,
I don't know how she'll react.
I'm sorry.
I get the entire like practically invulnerable to many things, but that doesn't mean I want to rush to get my kneecaps broken. If you get that, I guess.
You promise to be upfront. I'll be there with you. I think she likes me.
Yeah, I think she does.
I'm just saying, maybe the whole kneecapping thing is just a formality. I mean, if it's only going to be broken, I mean, trust me, you'll heal it fast. You'll heal it within probably in the same amount of time that we have at the meeting. So, I mean, if it's a formality like that, maybe just let it happen. Sorry, I did not hear a word of that.
And I did see someone's head nearly get blown off. Like they pretty much showed up.
Yeah. Blowing the head off, that might be the formality of what would happen if you weren't up front with her.
Yeah.
As I say, she may have moved on from those thoughts. I don't know. I haven't discussed it with her. I haven't had any reason to. I mean, more generally, the problem with putting drugs into the mortal population is people end up feeding on it. It's contaminating our food supply.
No, I'm not doing heroin. I'm not selling heroin or what other types of hard drugs are out there. The most I'm doing is maybe X, LSD, cocaine.
Words, I don't know what they mean.
Oh, X is ecstasy. It's a party pill. LSD is acid. It's a very strong hallucinogen. And
like opium.
No, nothing like opium. Opium is like heroin. And LSD is like shrooms.
Shrooms on steroids?
Shrooms on steroids. Yes, Rose. So like they're not harmful to people in general. And they do wear off.
Okay. Well, I think we've said what needs to be said. Can we move on to other matters? Does anyone else wants to add anything?
I know people in the transport industry, so if you want to use that as a bargaining chip, get some safe passage here or there for either Amelia or for the Yakuza, feel free to throw that in.
Oh, that's perfect. It's perfect.
Oh, on that, I spoke to the bishop. She's very pleased we've got some control over the airport. Urges us to expand it. There's no particular orders as to what to do with it at this point. Right, for Malachi's benefit mainly, but wouldn't do any hurt to recap. The Archbishop has awarded us the domain of swords. Now, the warning with this, well, it is a good domain in many ways. It is also a frontline domain, so we should expect combat. I do want to move out of the huge communal haven, that prison, as soon as possible, get our own haven. I hope that all sounds sensible to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
The communal is great to visit, not to live.
Now, I know we've vaguely discussed a few possibilities for where to put a haven in Swords. Does anyone have any feelings on the matter?
Haven Castle. I've always wanted to be a princess. At least I think I have.
Never mind. I don't need to know. I don't want to know.
Okay, so here's my thoughts. You've been poking me with some information since I arrived, Patrick. So this is my thoughts. Couple things. One, as far as I understand, the Archbishop has given us a couple of big favors of some sorts, as far as I understand.
We've got 2 indulgences.
Which are more or less big favors, right?
Well, small favors.
But if we stack
Go
up
on.
They're favors that will cause somebody of much higher power than us to expend some energy.
Yes.
I would call that a big favor.
Go on.
People want the castle. Just putting it out there as a possibility. Perhaps we can use one of the favors to arrange that. Just a thought.
I'm fine with the castle.
That's just a thought, just something to consideration. Consider. I'm not arguing for or against it. I'm just putting it out there as a possibility to think about, if that makes sense.
Ask for a favor. Head honcho to give you a castle. I mean, like, that sounds pretty dope. Sorry. Awesome.
Good idea.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. What use the favors to ask them to expend influence to handle the bureaucracy, or local politics, or zoning laws, however it works.
As I said, I'm not arguing for or against it. It's just a thought to be pondered.
It's a good thought. It does assume that they themselves have that influence already. The archbishops also gave a general order to order in the packs to go and get influence.
Just because they've ordered us to go and get influence doesn't mean they don't already have influence.
Possible, but they did only arrive a month ago.
As I said, something to ponder.
A good thought, one I had not considered. Thank you.
Other than that, there is some kind of a big, large building of a fight club or a boxing club or hand-to-hand combat club, something like that.
Hmm?
Ooh, Jim.
Yes, that's it. Sorry.
That sounds fun too.
Going back to the castle idea, we could theoretically get them to figure out who is in charge of security, perhaps, and then go after that guy. The gold security head of a castle would be a powerful ally and letting us get in and out as we need.
But I mean, it's currently open to the public, isn't it? I think I saw somewhere.
There should still be somebody who has to watch over it, though.
Yes. I'm just wondering, it might be difficult for us to, if we start putting in extra secure rooms and fortified doors, that might be difficult to modify a building like that without people noticing.
It's a castle. It probably already has that stuff. They're built to be easily defended.
If we can reach some capital, and restore the castle to more of a form of glory.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think it's already been restored, hasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, we can call it restoring it while we add our touches. It's just a guide for
Irrespective of whether we're going to use it as a haven, I do think someone should scout the castle. Old place like that, they may be haunted. They may already have an occupant. So we want to, at the very least, it's in our domain. We want to scout it out, regardless. I think.
Well, I can look it out.
Is
What
it?
do people think about the Fight Club or boxing club or whatever it is?
I kind of like the gym, but I also kind of feel like it's a cliche that vampires are hiding out in a castle at the same time. So what do I know?
Has anybody thought about the old church?
No, tell us more.
Something called St. Columba's Church, Belfry Around Tower.
So definitely should be investigated. I don't know where it is in relation to St. Columba's Well.
Shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just like it's another cliche. I'm completely new to this. I am extremely sorry for interrupting. Please continue.
One of the things we have to worry about is its religious significance.
Okay. On that note, I mean, probably the reason why it's dedicated to that saint is there is a well in Swords blessed literally by Saint Columba. Now we need to again investigate to see just how holy it is. There were some jokes that we might have to weaponize it if it is truly blessed holy water. The church, if it's abandoned, is it abandoned or ruined already?
I do not know yet. I just know of it.
Well, again, I think so that gives us 4 locations: the castle, the church, the boxing club, and the well. Perhaps if we could have at the very least someone should scout and go visit all 4, check to see for any merits or drawbacks, and if it's blessed, if it's haunted or whatever, and then we could reassess.
Yeah. Do
I
vampires?
personally, I would prefer to have a place we can sleep underground. Obviously, it's more secure against sunlight.
I can agree with that.
The church doubtless will have us somewhere. I don't know about the castle. The boxing club may have a basement. I would also prefer somewhere we can move into relatively quickly. If the castle is going to take a long time to acquire, we can work towards it in the long term.
Well, we were assigned something else, weren't we? Didn't you mention something about dealing with something? I forget all the.
Yes, our own bishop gave me the address of the haven of the Ventry Primogen, believed deceased. We will add a mission to raid it, take anything we wish, bring any information to her, and we can claim that as a haven if we wish. This was before the domains were given out, so it's not anywhere particularly close to Swords at all.
Well, we could take it and then use it as leverage for the people who control that particular area, because Bishop has given it to us as long as we capture it as our property.
You're right. The instructions were to claim it or destroy it. You're there. That's a good point. We can claim it and then sell it onto the local pack who do run that domain for something.
Exactly. Or sell it back to the bishops for more favors.
But yes, we need to do that mission, find a time when we're all together, and the storytellers are free. Okay. So, Malachi, are you able to at least handle or coordinate some initial scouting of these possible locations?
I can do some scouting. I can arrange.
Do it all yourself. If you want to coordinate other people doing some of it, that's fine. You may need Rose to check for ghosts in all respects.
Yes, that would be helpful. I can also send in a couple of scouts of my own. I have the power to persuade some animals.
They're just like the good old days.
You have doggies too. Oh, excited. Like her eyes are sparkling. The big screen.
You won't have.
So another matter someone would raise with us.
Sorry, I missed that altogether.
Is there another matter that anyone would raise?
Can't think of anything.
Oh, I have some more fun-based questions, I guess. Are there any personal clubs around here, or is this just simply a war that we're fighting?
What do you mean by personal problems?
Like clubs for our kind, so to speak. Like clubs that are only serve like drunk people or drugged up people or things of those nature.
Are you asking if there's clubs for vampires?
Have you been reading some trashy novels or something?
What? No.
No, our kind likes to let mortals think we don't exist. So no, there aren't convenient nightclubs to go to.
I mean, we don't announce. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that you wouldn't announce that you're a vampire. Like, hey, everybody who knows that we're vampires and hate our guts, come on in here and.
Okay, the Camarilla that's the highest law. They call it the Masquerade. Now, in the Sabbat, we don't always make it our highest law, but we do. But you are expected to keep yourself discreet and cover your tracks.
Although, to be fair, I can't imagine the billboards.
I mean, I know, right? Wouldn't it be just...
I also remind you yet again, this is a very Catholic country.
I wasn't talking about, like, selling drugs in the place. Maybe alcohol. Trying to set up some revenue is all.
Okay. Just what do you think you need revenue for?
Guns.
Perhaps someone else could explain to our colleague.
If I remember correctly, this is a place where guns is very frowned upon. Cops catch you with them. You're going to be in, I'd call it deep water, but that's an understatement. Any appearance of guns will probably call out their special response teams.
So, wait. Wait, do you want me to get guns or not to get guns?
We want to get guns, but our kind don't really deal with money the same way mortals do. What use is it really?
To get mortal things. Not to sound pompous or an asshole or anything, but
Take them.
To be fair, there's another reason to start to have a club. It would
Oh,
be
have I heard?
ready a source of vitae.
Now that is something I did want to bring up. Thank you. I know some of you are all working on your own expanding an influence sphere. Samuel, I know you've done good work at the airport. That's great. We've all got our influence to work on and develop and manage. Now, Mikhail, I was thinking if you focus on the Haven instead of splitting your attention to deal with an influence as well. And I would like someone who's not going to deal with an influence to instead focus on building up a herd. Now, I know we all know how to hunt, and that's good. But if someone's seriously hurt, they'll need a good supply of blood for a few nights to heal up. That's where the herd's going to come in. So I would like to get a herd organised in advance ready.
Hey, he's talking about wanting to start or interest in a club. Sounds like a pretty reasonably solid start to me.
Setting up a club certainly sounds reasonable to set up a herd. Yes. The money I would not be well. The money is a useful tool on occasion, but yes, set up a club to set up a herd is good. Would it be easier though just to take one over?
that's the point.
No, you just blood bomb the owner. It's easy.
Oh, seriously? I didn't know I could do that actually.
You know about the blood bomb, but yes, you do. I told you. I explained the blood bond. Rose, didn't I explain the blood bond in great detail?
You did, but you have to remember, he did answer you when you asked, did he pay attention to school? And he kept saying no.
And not necessarily the blood bonding thing. Yeah, I most definitely know I can do that. I just thought there were like rules for me to like not do it a lot. I remember you talking about that, saying that we don't do it a lot, but we do it when it's like.
There is an explicit order from the Archbishop to blood bond mortals.
Oh, okay.
So I wouldn't be worried about that.
There's also the power of your mind if you have that ability.
I know I have. What do you call it? Dominance.
That's the one. That may be useful too.
But if I can just find a club owner, that's even better. I'll even sell some of the booze that I have in stock.
Now remember, it's going to require drinking your blood on 3 different nights.
Advice:
Okay.
consider the Yakuza off limits for this blood bonding. If they've got magic, they'll be able to sense it, and they may consider it an act of
Yeah.
I would think that a reasonable argument could be made that they're off limits.
Yeah, I would not even try to blood bond the Yakuza.
And Malachi will look right at the Ductus for confirmation on that.
He'll give you Malachi a thank you nod. Now, yeah.
So according to the Ductus, this is I'm taking this as a pack order. No blood bonding a member of the Yakuza. I mean, accidents happen, but make sure they don't.
Okay. Yeah. Now, I suppose for the education of the shovel heads, this would be a good, useful principle to understand. You're still thinking as a mortal. You're thinking about building a criminal empire or a nightclub. Generally, our kind You don't need to create in things. You take over what's there. We work with immortal society. We don't need to spawn new movements. Unless it's Toyd or doing it with art. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
The
I
poetic
can
side,
stop
of
thinking
my,
like
the poetic side of my soul would say that you were acting as a vampirically upon society by doing it.
Mhm. So you just take over a club. Don't turn the Yakuza. Don't sell drugs in Dublin specifically.
Well, I didn't say that, but it wouldn't hurt.
Just be discreet. Very, very discreet.
Okay, then don't sell drugs in Dublin. Wink, wink.
Don't sell drugs in Dublin in the ICRA. What was that? Was that the name?
Yes, in
Yeah.
their domain.
Don't sell it in their territory.
Yeah, swords is ours. So if they have a problem with it, they can deal with it. Like,
Oh,
not their territory. Swords, the section of swords, that's ours.
oh.
That's also where we eat, though.
Yes.
Of course, there will be a chance that it bleeds off into other territory, so I would try to avoid that also.
AFK.
Keep it controlled, but swords is our sandbox essentially.
Swords is a large. It's actually a relatively large population. We've been gifted with a rather large feeding ground.
Yes, which is there are more of us.
And given
No,
how
I was quite happy with the gift. I was quite happy with the gifted domain, frankly.
given how
Oh, I have been looking over some of looking into where I could actually sell my products, and I did see a club that I wanted, but wasn't sure if I could have. And it was right club, right venue. It's spelled with a W.
Let me put it this way. I've been instructed to do a couple of things, and have been told that I can call upon the resources of the pack to do it. If I would guess, of course, I'm not. I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds. If you are using it to help build a herd for the pack, then I'm assuming the same offer is extended to you because it's your project. Am I wrong, Ductus?
If he wishes to take on the duty of sort out the herd, that's absolutely fine.
Oh.
I thought you'd be focusing on your street influence, but if you wish to handle the herd as well, or instead of, that's acceptable.
Just want to point out that a concentrating on a club could actually do both at the same time.
It can do almost, actually.
one could easily lead to the other.
Yeah, I suppose it could. That's absolutely fine with me if that's what you wish to do. But as I say, we don't want drugs in the club where our herd is.
No,
that's really not smart.
That's too obvious, actually.
Patrick, what would you like me to do?
Well, I'm sure Malachi will need your services with the scouting.
Yes,
Beyond that,
of course.
What do you think you're suited to do?
Well, anything you put down in front of me, I'll get it done right one way or the other.
That is weird.
There's no challenge I can't take on head first. I'm sorry, dog.
Patrick is thinking for a moment. Suggestions?
I'm sorry?
I mean, there are still some infinite schools which we're working on. That would be one option.
Bureaucracy comes to mind.
Bureaucracy.
I think to affect things on the local area, make changes.
Rose tilts her head. Well, what exactly would I need to do for that? She giggles nervously.
he gives that look to her of, well, you asked for a challenge.
Malachi, you
Rose
be aware.
like shrugs and like, yeah, I did. I'm like, no tea, no shade.
You want to be aware. Rose here suffers from amnesia. She doesn't remember her mortal life, so she's obviously not knowledgeable about the modern world or the way things work in quite the same way.
Right. I don't even know if I was just visiting here or not.
Malachi literally looks at Patrick with that, she asked for a challenge look.
Well, I can do that. I just need time. Like I said, I could do everything head on. She says as she starts tapping her left hand to her leg.
Perhaps. Let me illustrate this point with a brief history lesson. Back in 21, we were negotiating and fighting for independence in this island. One idea that was going around was that we would gain dominion status within the empire. That's a bit like Canada. And there was much debate. There was someone on our side who wanted that, someone on our side who thought that was a betrayal. We split factions. For my part, I eventually came around to thinking that yes, that was the right thing to do, to accept that. The moral of the story is that we chose to bite off what we could chew. We got what we could get at the time, and it was good. And then we got full independence some years later. If we pushed for full independence at the time, we would have got nothing, and the war would have dragged out. It's a good lesson in life. Bite off what you can chew. So, whilst I'm happy to set Rose a challenging task, I don't want to set her a task if she has no clue whatsoever how to start it.
Fair
Because
point.
that doesn't help anyone.
Fair point. He kind of gives a smile, and oh my god, that's the creepiest ass smile.
Oh, that's some teeth you got there.
Yeah, no, you're obviously right on that. Perhaps less of a short-term goal as much as a much longer-term goal.
I agree with you. The influence would be useful. Many influences would be useful. That would be one of them. Rose, what are the other talents do you have? Maybe something that lends itself to your skills.
What am I, the Rose, good at?
Are you good at? I mean, do you have knowledge of medicine, for example? We have no one on health influence.
Actually, I'm kind of good at that.
You've already got street influence, and you work on a herd as well. I don't want to overload you. Your offer's commendable, but I don't want to overload you.
No, I don't want to go ahead and do extra work myself.
I mean, I can be very good at probably finding out information for you guys. I'm really good at keeping my eyes open.
What about? This might be a stretch. What about occult influence? I mean, you have second sight. You can see auras. You should fit in with the occult community. They've got enough. What would be the term? Touched individuals.
I mean, they could just be my people in the making.
Oh dear.
I mean, there's plenty. I'm sure there are some hippie pagans around or whatever. Or
Paganism. It's so beautiful.
I'm sure you could, you could make links with the community, maybe set yourself as some kind of psychic, and befriend people, blood bonds of people, get blackmail material, gain influence over the community.
I'll definitely put the work in for that. I think I can at least put a start to that for sure.
Does that sound sensible to everyone?
Yes.
I'll nod.
But I'm pretty sure I don't actually have a say in that.
I mean, if you want to do something else, you're welcome to say so.
Oh, no, I don't want to do anything else.
Okay. Rose, you're happy with that?
I mean, I need to be able to pull my weight, don't I? I think I'm the only one here who has nothing to truly do.
Good. I mean, I rather thought you might work on her, given I think you've got some already, haven't you? But if that's been taken by Sin, great. Okay.
Just remember, just because you don't necessarily have something directly to do, absolutely directly to do, helping the others get their goals too is just as helpful as landing one purely on your own.
Yes, thank you.
Of course. But in order to stand out and prove yourself, you must also be able to pull your own weight. And me just helping everyone else is just making them look good. Rose says, you could tell, even her voice is very upbeat. You could tell on her face she's a little bit annoyed with that comment.
He'll bow his head. It's obvious he didn't mean, shit by it. It's just, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, no worries.
Oh, there is something else we should make sure everyone's aware of. Rose, do you want to show us your thing?
Which one? There's two.
Oh, God.
I mean, they can both be at the same time. It's relatively at the same spot. Rose pulls down the collar of her tank top a little bit, and on her chest you see a kind of like a scarification mark on her chest of a symbol, kind of like a Celtic knot. And from there, from what you can see on her chest, it seems like her chest is radiating a green glow.
Shit just keeps on getting weirder and weirder.
I'm not quite sure about the scar here, but I'm pretty sure there's a bomb in here. She says as she knocks on her chest.
So, as well as amnesia, Rose has this strange symbol, which we think has magic attached to it, and we think she may have an implanted bomb inside her. We did see 2 Camarilla Gangrel explode from implanted bombs, which is how we put that together. I think we're going to get us to explore and try to deal with it.
Hopefully this happens before I go boom.
Hopefully it won't make it go boom when they try to remove it.
Oh. Well, if that's the case, we'll all go out with a bang, as someone told me.
So, the gangrel in question appeared to be serving the Nosferatu Sheriff Hennessy. It was him, we think, that detonated them. So whatever twisted thing the camera doing, putting bombs in people, it may be Rose is connected to.
Isn't that exciting?
Seems like a fun time, yeah.
I really need to talk to What's-Her-Face about getting this removed. I keep forgetting, silly me.
Oh, speaking of things coming up, I'm told that Rose's creation rights are already set for this month, that she'll be fighting some flesh-crafted things for the Volovoid.
I would say wish me luck, but we already know that I'm the best and everything will be fine.
I did hear some gossip about that, Rose. I think you were going to be fighting alongside someone else, weren't you?
I was, yes, it was a guy of some sort.
They're no longer with us. You're fighting alone.
Even better, I can show that my amazingness knows no bounds.
Yes.
Rose says, kind of cockily swaying her hair back.
Perhaps someone else who's seen these flesh-crafted things would like to warn Rose just what they're like, or can do.
I don't recall running into anything like that recently. So.
No, there's a lot more Zabisky around these days, I suppose. So heavily reworked monsters, I think would be a fair term. Something possibly made with a ghoul, possibly made with a few different ghouls, animals all glued together. Very strong, very powerful. You don't want to get close to them. And that's why I was to be teaching Rose celerity, to give her a little more of a chance.
Yes. I do appreciate you teaching me that, though, Rose, kinda, for once actually thanking you and bowing her head down.
And I believe, Rose aside, I believe the bishop is happy for us as a pack to conduct any other creation rites as needed. So, Samuel, if you want to start planning creation rites for when Sin is ready and think of what the test is going to be, of course, everyone else is welcome to offer you suggestions.
If anyone has suggestions, let me know. But I'll be seeing what you can do and finding something appropriate.
I'll decide when Sin is ready. He did ask for it. That's the first night we met, but I told him he might want to prepare himself, as Rose has done.
Maybe is the rites that I have to perform, is it going to be where others can see as well, like spectate?
I would expect so.
I think Sin should be there to see how it really is. Maybe it could get his head on straight.
I suspect the entire pack will be there to watch.
Possibly quite a few others.
I mean, the more the merrier. Everyone deserves to see how amazing I am.
I said Volovoid earlier. Do you all know what that means? Probably said it wrong.
I'm sorry?
I used the term Volovoid earlier. Do you all know what that means?
No, sir.
Volovoid is a Zamiski title. I'm not quite sure. I think it means like elder, clan leader. Is that Malachi? Is that right? Does that sound right?
It's been a while since I used. I even heard the term. I think maybe you're right.
They tend to be from Eastern Europe, Transylvania sort of area. They're these very old, very powerful Zamiski. I think it's some kind of, I don't know, it's some kind of noble title from that area. There is a Volovoid for the Zamiski in the city. Who'll be making the flesh-crafted things.
I met him.
No, you did.
Yes.
So I did.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, the Archbishop mentioned he does prefer Eastern European vintage if anyone wants to impress the Volovoid. Go on, Rose. You met him. Do tell.
He's very proud of his creations, though he feels if it goes well, he's going to lose some of it, and that itself makes him, in no better words, disappointed. But he understands it's for the right.
So if you lose, you die, and if you win, you annoy the Volovoid and make him early.
I mean, yes, but you have to realize one of those possibilities are not a thing. I'm not going to lose.
Also, he has to realize that it's always a chance if he puts one of his creations up, so it can't be that annoying.
Well, apparently he takes great pride in his work. Rose says, putting her fingers up, doing the quotations.
We should hope that he takes it in good spirits. Though Rose, if you win, you might want to not land the killing blow. You might want to not land the killing blow once it's down.
I mean, isn't the whole point of the fight is to make sure they win and don't get up?
I think I've made the point. Do what you think best.
Mm.
And if you do, you might want to not rub it in. I think the term is.
I mean, it's not rubbing it in when I prove my point of I'm ready for it. I'm sure. I know. I told him when the bishop set it up that I was ready for the challenge right away. Just prolonged it, just honed my skills just a little bit more.
On the topic of Rose, I said this. At least we're going to have a look at that bomb. Possibly once we have someone strong with all specs, they can examine that Celtic symbol. And I was hoping when someone gets someone strong enough with Dominate to play with memories, they might be able to unpick the amnesia. Or at least have a go.
Let's see.
But, okay.
I suppose I could have a go at getting Dominate high.
Well, we have people who already have progress on it.
Fair enough.
How do you get Dominate high?
Okay, Sin. Normally when people learn Dominate, they initially learn how to issue one-word commands like you did to Rose.
Yeah.
Then they learn how to give sentences commands. Then they learn how to affect memory.
Just practice. That's what he's saying. Just practice and learn more to do with it.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah. If you're eventually it's in your blood, you just need to take the time to develop it.
Okay.
This is also why we're not doing the creation rights now. I want to give you a little time to prepare and train yourself.
Yes, because not everyone's like me.
You don't carry dead weight in Sabbat, but a little.
Well, if this meeting is adjourned,
there is still a pot of 300-400 shovel heads at the castle. Does anyone think we need any other persons or any other skill sets? I mean, we picked up Sid. We needed an acquirer. Is there anyone else that we need?
I mean, more bodies for it all is always good.
Possible. Of course, bigger and bigger packs start to become unwieldy and chaotic, and they also put more pressure on the feeding grounds. If you have too many vampires feeding in too small a space, it starts to get a bit obvious. You attract attention.
Well, didn't you say our spot is actually quite large? I'm sure we could add a few cannon fodder.
How many thousand was it? Was it 32? Is that right?
Last I checked, I think it was just over 40.
40,000.
Yeah.
So we've already got that's 7 of us. 6. Well, it depends if Adrian is still in the area or not. I guess we've still got that's still quite a lot of pressure already. But yes, potentially more. It's better than having 400 at castle. Sorry, prison.
Personally, I think we're close to pretty much where we need to be.
Is there any particular skill set that we think we need to get covered in this pack?
Maybe we could use the Samites.
As yes, they are. Yes, they certainly have their uses.
Or at least maybe we can learn vicissitude, or have somebody learn vicissitude.
Yes. If someone wants to do a deal with the Sabisky, there's a few of them around in other packs and swap a discipline with them. That's fine. And we, as a pack, we should be trading, cross trading freely. But obviously, yes, we trade with other packs. How do I do? That's thinking. Do I do ACBC? We've lost a couple recently. So there's less around now.
I wouldn't mind learning how to.
Amelia might have developed it. She has a Sabiki.
Sorry.
Okay, well we can think of that. I don't think there's a super urgent need for us for vicissitude.
Right, it'd just be nice to have.
Yeah.
What are the ones that can be as... Oh, what happened?
Map dropped. There he is.
What were the ones that you were telling us about, Patrick, that could make claws and stuff?
Sounds
That
like
does
Gangrel.
even more damage.
That sounds like Gangrel. Their Discipline Protean's pretty good for that.
Maybe we could use one of those.
He was never there.
Ah.
Alright.
Nathan, are you there?
I think his thing dropped again.
I don't think his mic's working.
Yeah,
Not
he
connecting, no sound.
Yeah, he's dropped out again. Total chaos.
Hello?
This.
Hello? Yes, hear me well. Oh,
This happened before.
somewhere beyond the sea, somewhere waiting for me.
Alright, we can probably call the scene if Nathan's having that much problems, unless somebody else has something to put in.
I mean, I got nothing.
Oh, he just messaged saying he needs to be invited again.
Oh, okay.
Hi there, Nate. I hope you don't mind if I take my shoes off you. I just make chill, flowers over, and get blood from you in the face. I don't know, so fun.
Okay. Okay. Alright, since there seem to be issues, I think that's probably a good spot to call it, unless anybody has anything else that they want to do.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm fine with calling it as well.
alrighty.
Same.
Alright, well, thank you players for playing, thank you much for watching. It's been another episode of Darkness in Dublin. We're getting our shit figured out slowly but surely.